So what I want to talk a little bit about is natural health care overview with respect to licensing, experience that various people may have, and also access to alternative health care. So one of the things that we find is that there are different words that have been used regarding acupuncture, chiropractic, massage therapy, nutritional therapy, etc. And so one of those is alternative medicine. Everyone's heard that phrase before? Alternative medicine. What are some of the other words that are used to describe it?
Homeopathic.
Well, homeopathic, yeah, that's a specific one.
Oh.
But in general? Over the years,
Natural?
natural medicine, sure. And originally, a lot of people started calling it the alternative healthcare model, or alternative medicine. That was a bunch of years ago. And that was definitely when the standard medical profession was saying these people are quacks. I mean, many still call alternative medicine quackery. But where it was alternative, it's either this or this. And then people started realizing that maybe there was something to this, that there are actually some positive benefits, and so it actually complements mainstream medicine. So then it's more talked about complementary medicine. Then as things progressed and alternative medical practitioners become more politically savvy, or they had more inroads into the political system, then it became called more of integrative medicine, where it's actually being integrated into mainstream medicine. And so that's really where we're at here. But of course, you know, there are still people who call it quackery.
Why?
Why? Politics, largely. Certainly, different practices do not work on everyone, just like Western medicine doesn't work for everyone. Surgery is not 100% successful, etc. You could call that quackery just as well, but there is politics involved in medicine. Anyone think there might be some politics involved? Yeah.
Do you think that there is some actual quackery out there still? Like,
Oh,
or, because, like,
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, there are things that do not work,
Mm-hmm.
and that there's no proof of it,
Mm-hmm.
so that might be quackery.
Mm-hmm.
There's also mainstream medical practices that are not necessarily based on the science they say it is. We could call that quackery, but it's not called quackery.
Sure.
So yeah, certainly it's possible. For example, like acupuncture, I'm a licensed acupuncturist, been for 30 years in California. And there are still people, and many medical doctors, not many, but a few, think it's quackery, that is totally bogus. I've worked with people, and I talked to someone recently down in San Diego who's worked with horses. Now, anyone here know anything about the horses and horse racing and stuff like that? Raise your hands if you do. Come on, don't be shy.
Been dollar days.
Dollar days, okay. All right. Well, in the horse, it's highly regulated. The horse racing system is highly regulated. And so actually they test all the horses for drugs before every match, just like they're supposed to do in the sporting field, right? But they test them, and if they have any kind of performance-enhancing drugs in their system, they're disqualified from the race. So in the veterinary and in the horse racing industry, they're constantly looking to find alternatives to that, to the medicines that will actually enhance the horse's performance. And acupuncture is used very, very frequently in the horse race industry. And various trainers have told me personal stories about this, how certain horses that were like maybe grade 4 and not high level started winning some races because they had an acupuncture. I don't do that kind of acupuncture.
Mm-hmm.
But they came and checked out the horse, and they put some staples in the ear in particular places that are related to parts of the body that weren't working right or were in pain or stuck. And the horse started winning races. Someone bought the horse and took it. I mean, you can, if you've ever been, you've been Dollar Day, right? So you could bid on a horse. You could actually buy a horse that won the race if you bid that you would pay X amount that's on the, like $5,000 or $8,000. So people do that. And so someone bought a horse, flew it to Colorado or trucked it there. And then this trainer who I was working for, because he came in and he wanted to quit smoking. So he's just telling me this story about the horses he worked with. And so he got this call from Colorado, and they said, you know, something's wrong with the horse, it's not running right and stuff. Can you just talk me through this? And so they went over the food, they went over all these different factors, and they couldn't figure out what might have changed. And they realized when the horse got there, they did an inspection and they took the staples out of the ear.
Mm.
And so it stopped running right. And so they had acupuncturists out there go check them out and do everything, and got the staples back in and started running and winning races again. Now, some people might think that, some people say acupuncture and these things are quackery, that it's all placebo effect. However, if an animal responds to acupuncture, and the basis of Western medical research is animal research, right? You give animals these things, and if they respond, then it's legitimate. Well, that sort of sets aside the argument that acupuncture is just placebo or it's just quackery. Anyway, so I was just trying to address your question there with respect to acupuncture.
Okay.
So there are a lot of different natural approaches to treating. There's Chinese herbal medicine, acupuncture, naturopathic medicine, chiropractic, homeopathy, nutritional medicine, functional medicine, physical modalities, etc. There are a lot. And so I was just going to go over only those things that are licensed in California. And those are these three. And we're just going to go through them very briefly because it's important to know what's licensed and what's not. And the things that are licensed are considered to be more legitimate in the eyes of the law. So Chinese medicine, for example, includes acupuncture, Chinese herbal therapy, diet and nutrition, various physical modalities like Tai Chi Chuan. Anyone do Tai Chi? Or ever seen anyone practicing you do it?
Oh, I've seen
You've seen it?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Exercise and spiritual practices, etc. There's the concept of yin and yang, which is like daytime and nighttime, hot and cold, front of the body, back of the body. And then the 5 elements. So there's different ways that acupuncture is developed in order to understand how an individual works and how the body works, how the emotions work. And then we apply those principles to treatment and diagnosis.